Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I am in my cruncher, Hoops is in his cruncher, and we are on Halluf. This game's been waiting a little while. It's not the most exciting game. Obviously cannot follow up the last game that I showed you guys, but just talk a little bit about Halluf here. And the northwest corner is the most important. I don't really go into the valley unless it's like small tier games. Just to zoom in on the map, Hoops and I are going to take these two key positions. From the A2 you can shoot across to C1 and try to hold them back, and then from the B3 position you're able to get shots on C1 as they cross, and then C2 if they have anyone up on that ledge. Now you'll see that we are short-handed, and if you're short-handed you want to get defensive and you want to have an exit strategy. However, a lot of people just won't go to the flank because they don't have support, but really you want to at least make the illusion that you have some tanks here, at least to slow the red team down. If you don't do that, then your team that's camping base is just going to get run over. And you may get run over, but at least you tried, because sitting back with your team really isn't the most effective way to win here. So this is my shot into C1, and as they crest here, they might be hull down if they're paying attention, but a lot of people just try to run right up the one line and you can get some side shots in here, and they're not the easiest shots to get, but you'll notice that they're not terrible either. And we start to get some support. The heavy tank drives all the way up to A1, and I'm not a huge fan of that because Artie has a straight line shot up there. It's pretty easy to hit. Plus you don't have a lot of cover, so anything on the one line is able to hit you. And now the Centurion comes up, and you can see he was like just on a mission, and I had his side. He had just this small little turret that he could see, and he tried to snapshot me. So me and Hoops are just communicating. Track that VK, and that's key because if you get tracked there, you are going to get smashed by Artie. Generally, unless you're on green team. No, okay, Artie did try to just shoot at him, but it does feel like green squares don't support me as much as red squares support my enemies that I'm fighting. And now our heavies are starting to make their way. So even though it didn't look like we were going to have any help, it was important for us to get in position, spot for the team, and then maybe buy some time for the heavies. And that's what I feel like in my medium tanks all the time. Like on corridor maps where spotting isn't as relevant as maybe you'd think it is, on other maps, the best thing you can do is hold a choke for your heavies to get there, and then support your heavies once they do get there. Alright, so this Type 58 is just bossing up. Like, he is more brave than I am going out into that position. A, Artie can hit him. B, they can potentially just all in him. And he's got two crunchers covering him, but we don't have that much alpha, so it's going to be tough for him to survive there, I think. So the Freedom takes down my Type 58. The J-Pan 2 takes my ammo rack, and I reload way before him, so I'm going to put the second shot in, kill him, and after I fix my ammo rack. I chose to fix my ammo rack, which meant that I was tracked, and I was okay with that because he was really my only threat. Now I come over here to give helps to Hoops and get that Freedom tracked, but I didn't pen him. Now I'm going to shoot him in the side of the head, get a shot there. I'm using APCR right now. It's definitely not necessary to go through the side of a Freedom, but since I have low hit points and it's kind of clutch time, we need to make sure that we're penning every shot. So I lose my gunner and my driver, so I decide to put my gunner back in. Since my mobility isn't the most important thing at this moment, I really just need to make sure I'm landing my shot. So I pick my gunner. And if you were paying attention, we were down like 5 tanks right off the bat. And that's really because they went into the center of the map, spotted our tanks on the edge of the hill and then shot long range and sniped them all. So that's one reason why, like, I don't hate the idea of going down there, but then you're at the mercy of your teammates. So even if you're doing a very good job spotting, sometimes you're just left with nobody shooting for you. So you're stuck down there. You can't impact the game. And then the other thing is, if you choose to snipe and you don't have good spotters, then you're just wasting your time sitting on that ridge line. Or alternatively, if the other team has really good spotters, then you really can't sit on the edge of the cliff or hill, whatever you want to call it, because you're going to get killed. Alright, so not very impressive game so far. We're at 1400 damage. Really, the thing I wanted to feature this video for was A, to kind of show off my map tactics on Halluf, and then B, just because we were down 5 tanks right away, so to climb back and not give up early. So many people would just throw in the towel right away, especially with the team setup. People get so mad because the team didn't set up how they wanted it to, and really I understand the frustration for sure, but it definitely doesn't bother me as much as it used to, because I know I can impact the game in different ways. Alright, so it's pretty much cleanup time. We made a big comeback, and I pretty much just babbled through this whole game, so I apologize if this was kind of boring. It was more of like an informative video. It's not a Pools Medal. So to follow up that last one, I figured I'd give you a little less exciting. You know, bring the floor back up a little bit, so it's not so far away, and then we can build on top of this game and get some excitement back. So we spot the Stark back here, and I am going to push on him, which is kind of dangerous. I mean, we definitely could still throw this game, but I know that these houses will give me cover, and as I close the distance, their artillery won't have shots in me if I'm behind the houses. So I'm going to come around the corner, get a shot into their arty, and hopefully get reloaded in time. And I snipe him right over the top of that. Here comes the Absolution. Absolution is a very strong tank unless you know how to pen it, and you pretty much just have to shoot through the tracks or shoot the lower plate. So I go for a tracking shot on the Stark. Unfortunately, I missed that, and now he's being flanked. And our T-69 takes him out. And that's a GG. So even though we're short-handed, we just still go to the choke. We make a presence and we hold it there for our heavy tanks to come. So many times I'll see like people go to the weak side of the map and they'll just throw up a GG and they'll just drive in there and die. And really, that's not the way to go about it. I know it's really frustrating to see your team over and over camp the base, but if you go spot for your team and then you slowly fall back, after a while your team's going to recognize that they're coming and they're going to get shots for you. And I mean, that's a better alternative than just driving in there and dying. So I'll quit babbling. That's really all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.